Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah.
Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to my channel. This is Randy back with another fragrance video. So I won't be doing any videos tomorrow because it's Easter, so happy Easter to all of you and everybody stay safe. So in today's video, I'm going to be covering all of the new 2022 releases that I have picked up. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about each one, which ones I've returned, which ones I've kept, and to give you a little bit more information about that. I am also going to be doing my giveaway for 250 subscribers on Monday, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a double giveaway. One's a full bottle and one is 10 decants of your choice from my collection to the second place winner. And so we'll go with that on Monday. So in today's video, I'm going to be covering 8 2022 releases. I will also be ranking them. So the 8 bottles are from Azzaro. It's the most wanted Parfum. The Lacoste Blanc Eau Fraiche, Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Coral Fantasy, Polo Blue Parfum, 1 Million Elixir by Paco Rabanne, Hugo Boss Bottled Marine Limited Edition. There is Gentleman Reserve Privé by Givenchy, and Carolina Herrera's Bad Boy Cobalt Parfum Electrique. So I'll start off in the order I just gave you. The first one is right there, and that is from the House of Azzaro. It is the most wanted Parfum. The main notes you need to know from that are red ginger, woods, and bourbon vanilla, although the woods are really dialed back. In the opening, what you really do get is a very similar note breakdown to the, or not note breakdown, but a very similar scent to the original Most Wanted. It gets that almost that toffee vibe, but it's a sweet ginger bourbon vanilla mixture, or a vanilla ginger mixture. It's very sweet, it's gourmand, very nice. But where this fragrance really sets itself apart is in the dry down. When it dries down, that bourbon vanilla is what they call it. It comes out, it gives a really sweet ginger vanilla mixture mixed with a little bit of this amberwood and boozy note. It's a very nice dry down. It's one of my favorite fragrances of the year, at least so far, and probably my favorite fragrance in my collection. It's mostly used for fall, winter, and spring. It's a date night fragrance, although it is a signature fragrance to me as well. The second fragrance on my list here is from the House of Lacoste. It is Lacoste L1212 Blanc Eau Fraiche, or Lacoste Blanc Fresh. It is a new release. I think it came out like late January, early February. The main notes you need to know from that are grapefruit, ginger, lemon, apple, vetiver, and woods. So right in the opening, it's very subtle. It's a subtle lemon, grapefruit, ginger mixture. It's sweet yet airy, very fresh. It's a very, very nice fragrance. I was really surprised by this. And for the price point, which is about $75 or so, it is a really nice pickup for the spring and summer. You get that citrus sweetness in the opening with a bit of apple, and then you get some woods and vetiver as you dry down, but it's a very nice, airy, fresh fragrance. That's a great pickup. Again, I kept that. That's the Lacoste Blanc Eau Fraiche, or Eau Fraiche. The third one on my list is right there. It is the third one in the line of the Valentino Born in Roma line, or Uomo Born in Roma line. It is Coral Fantasy. The main notes you need to know from that are actually only 3: red apple, cardamom, and tobacco. So in the opening, you get this red candied apple. It's almost like a tropical fruit punch. It is a little bit synthetic, but in the way that they use it, it's not bad to be synthetic. Very nice. You get some freshness from that cardamom. And then in the dry down, it has a very nice tobacco dry down with that red apple in the background. Gets a little bit of woods in there, but it is a very, very nice tobacco. The way they do it, you should definitely get out there and try it. So that's Valentino Uomo Coral Fantasy. Kept that in my collection. It's really nice for the spring and summer if you're looking for more of like a gourmand take on it. It is really daytime and nighttime, could be used either way. It's used pretty much in the same situations as the Valentino Yellow Dream. Although I would go with Yellow Dream over Coral Fantasy, they are both great pickups. The third one on my list is the newest, and that is Polo Blue Parfum. So the main notes you need to know in the Polo Blue Parfum are mandarin orange, vetiver, clary sage, cardamom, and woods. So that is actually one that I returned. Although I did keep a decant of it. I usually do that if I'm returning something. I keep like a 3 or 4 milliliter decant of it. So this fragrance isn't bad by any means. I just don't feel it's worth the retail price of over $100 right now for a 2.5 ounce. So when you get in the opening, and pretty much throughout the lifetime of this fragrance, is a slightly more modern version of the original Polo Blue. It's nothing unique, it's nothing out of the box. And then when you get to the dry down, it's like a musky, earthy type feel. But again, it's nothing special to me, and it doesn't project or perform very well for a Parfum. So yeah, I returned that. I will pick it up again at that 15% discount that's coming on Macy's on the 21st of this month. So the fifth one on my list is another one I returned. It is by Paco Rabanne. It is 1 Million Elixir. The main notes you need to know in here, although they are so scattered that you can't even tell them in this fragrance: apple, rose, vanilla, and tonka bean. So this fragrance is a mess to me. So I liked most of the other ones in the line. The Parfum I liked, but I only kept a 10 milliliter decant of it. So 1 Million Elixir is one of the strongest fragrances I've ever smelled. It lasts forever, so that part is great, but it is overly, cloyingly sweet. It is a mixture of the original sweetness, if you dialed it to 11, mixed with the floral notes from 1 Million Parfum. And with that said, it's so mixed together that literally it took me like 7 days to even pick out one note from this fragrance. It is just way too cloyingly sweet. It gives me a headache. I had to return it. Sixth one on my list is from Hugo Boss. It's Boss Bottled Marine. I know this picked up a little bit of hate from the bigger YouTubers out there, but to be honest with you, it is a very nice fragrance. The main notes you get here, they say frosted apple, but it's just kind of like an apple. Cinnamon, clary sage, and cashmere. I understand with the frosted apple, because if you freeze an apple, it kind of takes that sweetness of the apple and makes it very subtle. And what you do get in this fragrance, it's not marine like it says, it's very slightly marine, but you get a lot of that sweetness from the apple and cinnamon, and then you get some clary sage and cashmere in the dry down. It is actually a very nice fragrance for the spring and summer. Spring, definitely more office safe, more daytime, but to me, it is an all year round type fragrance. It is a really nice one that is a good addition to the Boss Bottled line, but just like the rest of the Boss Bottles, doesn't last crazy a long time, a crazy amount of time. And to me, I would wait a few months, pick it up when it gets to discounters. Seventh one on my list, I don't know where I'm at anymore, is from the house of Givenchy. It's Gentleman Reserve Privé, which I also returned. So I don't have that fragrance here. Again, I kept a 3 milliliter decant of it right there. The main notes that you get in this are the obvious iris, bergamot, chestnut, and whiskey. So this line, pretty much if you have one in this line, like I have the Eau de Toilette Intense and the Boisé, don't get anything else. You don't need anything else. If you have the Boisé, if you have the Parfum, you don't need this. This line almost, to pretty much anybody, smells pretty much the same with a couple subtle differences. Like in this one, it's a little bit more boozy. In the Boisé, you get that boozy chocolatey feel. In the Parfum, it's just like the Eau de Toilette Intense, but a little bit more refined. You really just get that iris. They're all fresh, they're all nice, but they're redundant once you wear one of them. And that's just my opinion, but I know a lot of people feel the same way. And girls that I've smelled anything from this line, they don't really give great reactions to it. They're just like, whatever. So again, that's Gentleman Reserve Privé. It is a good release if you don't have anything in the line, but for me, it's not worth the price because you could go and get Eau de Toilette Intense or the Parfum for a lot cheaper, or the Boisé. So the last one is Bad Boy Cobalt. This was also a return for me, but it was a hard return. So the main notes in here are plum, vetiver, lavender, and woods. So this was disappointing to me because I don't usually buy things just from the opening, but this one was confusing because the dry down. It took me like 2 weeks to try to test this out every day before I even bought it. Then I bought it, and the opening has a really nice sweet plum, great opening, smells very similar, reminiscent to 1 Million Lucky. When you get to the dry down, it has this, it's very similar to Polo Blue Parfum, but way stronger of an earthy tone. It is from this patchouli and vetiver, and they say there's that black truffle in it, or truffle accord, and it just gives us this real earthy weirdness in the dry down, and it just didn't do for me. So I tried, I just couldn't. And not only that, I already had like a 10 milliliter decan of this, and that's all I'm gonna need. So I returned it and bought 3 other bottles that equal the same price. But it is a great opening, but just don't go straight off the opening because... Okay, so now that we got through all of those, I'm gonna give you my top 4. You could probably already guess the bottom 4. My number 4 is probably a 7.8 out of 10. It's Boss Bottled Marine, the one right there. It is a very versatile fragrance, semi-sweet, candy apple, cinnamon, clary sage. Very nice fragrance. Doesn't last that long, but I don't care that much about that. Probably 5-6 hours. But it's very versatile. It could be worn pretty much all year round. That's number 4. Number 3 is Coral Fantasy, probably an 8 out of 10. Red candied apple with a nice tobacco dry down. Lasts pretty much a decent time. If you like sweet fragrances, you should definitely give that a test. Gourmand, it's really, really nice. That's number 3, that's Coral Fantasy. Number 2, Lacoste Blanc Eau Fraiche. It is a very nice, semi-sweet, citrusy fragrance. Nice dry down, airy. It gets the job done in spring and summer for sure. More of a daytime fragrance for me, but it's very versatile. And that's probably an 8.2 out of 10. And my favorite is probably a 9 out of 10, and that is Most Wanted Parfum, maybe like a 9.5 out of 10. You get that red ginger, you get that bourbon vanilla, some woods in the base. And even though it's reminiscent of the original Most Wanted in the opening, about 15 minutes in, that completely goes away, and you're left with this really, really nice dry down. So with all that said, there is a few other releases this year, like Aqua de Joe Eau de Parfum. That's not for me. The first time I tried it, I liked it, but it has that Aqua de Joe DNA, a little bit more citrusy, but in the dry down, it gives me like a body odor smell. Not for me. There's also Artisan Teal by Jean Varvatos. I haven't been able to test that or Eternity Summer Days out yet, and I will not buy a John Varvatos or Eternity before trying them because I have never liked any of those 2 lines. So again, try these before you buy them. Don't go just based on my opinion because again, it's just my opinion. But you guys have a fantastic Easter to you and your family, and I will talk to you guys soon, and there will be a giveaway again on Monday. So have a great day. Comment below. Let me know which one of these fragrances or any other fragrances are your favorites of the year. I would really like to know that. Also like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notifications for my future videos. You guys have a great day.